Assalamu alaikum honorable students, and welcome back with another video. So in this video we're going to be discussing about the Greek civilization, their contributions to the society, and what are the things that they're actually still using in today's world, which were coined and first innovated by these famous Greek scholars and mathematicians, physicists. And actually we're going to be looking at some of the discoveries, interesting discoveries on which the today's science and technology is working on. For example, the ships floating on the riverbed, or sorry, on the river's surface, and then on the ocean surface or in the seas. So yes, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, starting with the first introduction. So dear students, in this video I'll be only covering the introduction, which is the first paragraph, if you can see on the screen. And speaking of which, in the other further videos, because I don't want to make a very long video, but instead I just want to make small chunks of these videos, which will be easier for you to watch as well. I'll make sure to make it right under the threshold of 10 minutes, but if not, then I'm so sorry, guys. All right, so let's get started. So chapter number 9, the ancient Greek civilization and learning. So the introduction over here says that it actually introduces that why these Greek people were so popular and what were their discoveries regarding to science, technology. And for example, we in the classroom we discussed really comprehensively about the democratic system as well. So speaking of which, the democratic system over here, that still in a lot of countries, the democratic system that they introduced is still being followed around the world. And also the Olympic Games, let's not forget about the Olympic Games as well, the idea of the Olympic Games. And because the people who are living in the West, because remember in the very first chapters we studied about the Indus Valley civilization, and before that we studied before this chapter we studied the Persian civilization. And for the Indus Valley civilization, when we were actually studying about the Mohenjo-daro and the people of Gandhara region, so they were known as the cradle of civilization over there. But over here, but cradle of civilization of the South Asian countries, or let's say at that time the Southeast Asia, and especially this particular subcontinent we're talking about over here, the Indian subcontinent back in that time. But let's be honest that so here people did a lot of discoveries, right? So over there as well, in the west side of the world, for example, let's take an example over here, like Europe, today's Europe. So over there also, these were the people who were constantly coming up with all these new discoveries, right? So yes, let's give it a read and let's see if there's a point that we cannot understand, and if there is a need to elaborate more on that, I'll do that for you. So the Persian Empire gave way to the Greek civilization, which contributed most of the modern world. Okay, so here they're saying, they're actually, trying to connect the previous chapter with this one, that so after the Persians, they were the people who actually contributed more to the society. And actually, the Persians kind of, let's say, gave them away. It's not that Persians really wanted to give them away, because they were always, having these fights and quarrels. For example, in the end of the chapter, we will be discussing that how did the Alexander attacked the Persians, and so on and so forth, right? So adding more to that the Greek ideas, building styles, and the ways of the government are still in use. It was a civilization much ahead of its time, and the idea of the group sports is found in the Olympic Games. Okay. The democratic form of the government found in ancient Greece is followed by many nations today. Of course, for example, our country, Pakistan, we have the democratic system. And if you remember that we did studied about a couple of different government systems, for example, 3 of them we studied, the democratic government, a monarch or a monarchy, or let's say the third one was the dictatorship. Okay. Now, adding further to that, the last point says over here that Athens become the capital of the Greece is quoted as the cradle of civilization. Athens is actually today as well, it's the capital of the country Greece. Very beautiful city and very beautiful country as well. Actually, I had a couple of students from there as well, so they used to tell me about all these different amazing things that you can do in this particular region of the world. So now in this video, let me just also go through the world map as well, which is actually called the Mercator projection. The Mercator projection, that's the name of the world map which we are actually seeing today. And some of you might have seen on my table at the school as well, there's a small little sized globe which was actually gifted by someone to me. And so that particular I always had this curiosity, this question that, but actually the name of this particular world map is called the Mercator projection. Okay, So now, to clarify our ideas, we will just fall into this. Now, for example, this is the picture, guys, if you can see on my screen, which is given in our books. Okay, so this is the Greece, and this is the Italian part. This is Italy. Today is Italy. Sicily is actually one of the Italian cities over here, and Sparta, Athens, and this is the Aegean Sea over here. This is the Mediterranean Sea over here as well. So this was a Persian Empire, right? Now this Nile Delta that you're seeing here, so this is actually the present day's Egypt, and which is flowing from the Egypt. The river Nile Delta means like it's spreading the sea, the rivers, the rivers, small streams, canals are spreading and falling into the Mediterranean Sea. And actually this part over here, this part is the present day Israel and Palestinian territories over here at this part, and this is the Cyprus. Cyprus is still a country. So let's try to see another picture regarding to this. So let me show you the world map. Okay, the world map. So if I have to zoom in, I'm so sorry guys for this picture, but this is the present day's world. Okay, so this is the political map, and this entire map, this thing is actually called the projector, the Mercator projection. Okay, now, okay, check this out. So this was the area. This is the Mediterranean Sea, starting from, let's say, the Spain, Albania, Italy, Greece, Cyprus, Israel and Palestinian territories, Jordan. So this is the Egypt, from where the river Nile is, let's say, coming over. But the river Nile is coming far from the south, the Sudan and the south of Sudan or Uganda, somewhere from here, starting from here, and it's actually flowing from here. I'm sorry guys, I'm just not feeling well. Something's going on in my throat. So yes, now this was this map. Now let me show you the map of Europe. Okay, back in the not the exactly map of Europe, but the Greek, the Greek civilization, the ancient Greek map. Okay, so if you can see, I found this really cool website over here on internet. So in this website, they're actually showing that what parts of these countries were actually part of this particular reign of Greece. So you see that this is the entire Greece over here. These were the small age lines, and actually furthermore in this chapter is written as well that these people were not having enough land in the very beginnings to actually start their farming and everything. So instead of that, they were really popular in fishing. So that's what were their occupations back in the time. Okay, now, okay, so this is explaining more over here, Greek colonies and trade. So these were the roads, the trade route. They used to trade in the Black Sea as well, the Byzantine Empire. This was the Greek, the green marked over here. From Italy, Neapolis as well. Italy, they were covering Italy. They were covering the other parts of Europe as well, including Croatia, and some parts of here as well. Now moving further, the Greek city-states. Now these were really popular for their cities and states. So you can see it's marked over here that the areas of the Greek settlements and ancient Greek major cities are the one in the squares, and the major temple or shrines, for example, the Olympia, the Delphi, which we will actually study in the next topic, after two topics, in the Greek mythologies, that how were these Greek gods and their people who were actually ruling over the world, ruling over this particular reign. So guys, this is a little bit more deep information, which I'm not going to get into it at your level. This is I think enough for you to understand over here. Okay, heading back to our main page over here. So now studying about the ancient Greeks. Now guys, this one I will continue in our next video. So yes, thank you so much for coming to the channel and watching this introduction of the Greek civilization. Stick with us and subscribe the page if these videos are really helpful for you. And yep, do give us a thumbs up and drop down in the comment if you are here. Thank you so much guys, and see you in the next video.